situated here.
So I want you guys to kind of think about, and you guys were asked some of these questions too on the registration, just highlighting like some of your pain points. So we wanted to give you an opportunity to speak to those things.
Yeah, so this is just a Q&A session. Yeah, I'm a copper squad. I'm gonna sit there with y'all. Yeah. How y'all doing? Good. All right. So anybody, before we get started, got any questions? I know some of y'all mentioned what you're trying to do, and this is kind of like a preliminary, just Q&A real quick, to kind of see where everybody else is in the room. So when we speak, we're not speaking on the wrong things. Yeah. And so, anybody got any pressing questions? Because who came to the last one?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the last think tank we did needle movers, and so basically this year I'm walking everyone through the process I do with companies. So needle movers is when I come into a company and they say we need some help. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what we're doing. We kind of lost. So the first thing I do is do needle movers. And that's what the first event was. And all that is things you can do right away to start moving the needle, to start seeing more followers, to get more clients. But it's not the foundation. So it's just a quick, okay, this is what we're doing in the meantime while we build the brand on the back end. So that's why I started with that beginning of the year. Now we're going back to foundation. So this is stuff, whether you got a business or you thinking about starting one, that things you might have missed in building the foundation of your company. And so that's literally what the direction is today. And then the next one going to be, well, I'm going to keep that secret till we launch it. But so it's going to build on top of each other. So in foundation, what are some things that y'all maybe have some questions about in building?
A burning question.
Uh-huh.
I think one of the biggest issues that we have is just the time management.
Yes.
It's just been exponentially hard to manage full-time work, ministry, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then making time to record videos and when to post it, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
And so just, I guess figuring out how best to manage the time, to make it a priority, but how to do that without making everything else fall to pieces at the same time.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so, and the last thing, Tank, I made this clear was we learning too. And so when Kira start talking, I'm going to sit down with y'all. That's one of the questions I got too. Listen, just because we putting this on, we don't know everything. Yeah. And so that's why we're bringing in guest speakers and people who are strong in the stuff that we're weak at. So that's something going from freelance doing services over into teaching and coaching. Because with coaching, I'm on calls with people 30 minutes to an hour. It takes a lot of time to walk them through things. And then doing that back to back to back, you get like mentally drained. And I take a nap after every call. Yeah. So every call, because it's like you're literally helping someone walk through certain things. And so I want to learn the time management and how to balance everything, moving from one career to the next. And so that has not been a strong suit of mine. I've gotten better at it, but I would say with you guys, because you know the content and you know marriage, you know the stuff you want to say, batching will help y'all. So batching. So you take a day, like the beginning of the month, and you literally, day or weekend, sit that time aside and then do all your content for the rest of the month.
Like a bank.
Yeah, there you go. So you got it sitting in a reserve, and you can literally, it's so many softwares that you can schedule it out, and you ain't even got to worry about posting it. You sit it all and do it all yourself. And what I would recommend is having one shooting day and then one scheduling day.
Yes.
Because that's a lot to shoot all that and then try to schedule all that at the same time. But you got to map it out first, and we might get into some of that today. But map out what you want to say, do the batch content, and then schedule it out. So you at work, stuff going up online, right. And you at church, stuff going up online. So that might be just one tip. But for time management all around, we're gonna wait for Kira.
That was very helpful.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. All right, anybody else? Foundationally, anybody having issues or any questions?
I have a question. So mine is writing.
So
Okay.
I'm writing right now, but I feel like I should be doing something else as far as brand wise.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's complete, what do? I shouldn't be fumbling trying to get things together. Like, I don't need to be thinking about a name. I don't need to be thinking about websites. I don't like what can I be doing, I guess. Where should I start, I guess?
Okay, so, what when you say writing, are you writing books or are you writing for people as a service?
Oh no, I'm writing books.
Writing books, okay. And so, are you turning to a business?
I'm thinking it is a business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's several books in me
Okay.
for some reason. But the problem is there's a lot coming at for some reason. So there's like it's a lot coming at one time. So it's not like there's a release date right at this moment.
Okay.
So I feel like there should be something I should be doing on the back end
Mm-hmm.
while I'm still writing.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when there is a release that God said this is it, it shouldn't be okay. Now I need to be doing this. It should be just sent out.
Okay.
So where do I need to start? I guess I don't know where to start.
So it's going. Oh, so go ahead.
These are motivational life books, meaning purpose-driven books.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my target. That's my target audience.
Okay.
Living life on purpose with a purpose. So I don't know.
I need a devotion right now.
That's good.
So I asked this question.
Write that down. Bible app. Well, if you just do 5 days, 5 days.
Oh, we is working on
Yeah.
something like that at church. And yeah, more niggas are part of that. So
Yeah, I am a part of
yeah.
it.
But I asked this. What's the end goal when you've written the books? What's the result you want to achieve for yourself and for the readers?
The end goal is to stop the wondering, because I was at a point in time I was wondering in life where there was no purpose. I felt there was no purpose for me.
Mm-hmm.
So giving people there is purpose, you just need to find what that is, or
Okay.
just seek the purpose that why you were created.
Okay.
And otherwise, don't live dead.
Mm.
So I was dead. I was living dead, pretty much.
Mm.
And to live and not to almost die and not hasn't even tapped my purpose.
Mm.
That could have been help somebody else. That hurt.
Yeah.
So you're not here for yourself. You're here for someone else.
Mm.
So to make someone realize that your life really is to help somebody. I'm here for you. You're here for me. We're here together. That song, I need you to survive. Yeah, that's what it means. I need you. You need me. So I want people to know that life right now may seem blim, but seek your purpose because you're not working in it. That's why it's like that.
Okay.
You don't see a question.
I think she did.
Because you don't
I
see.
did.
Yeah.
I did.
So you're writing, right?
Uh-huh.
But you have to also understand that you give the words life. So you answering your question by creating the content because now you're speaking to the audience. You're speaking to those you're helping. So that is how you continue to let it flow. Your craft, what makes you happy. Give it to the person live and direct.
Yeah.
You're going to have the book, but me seeing you, this is how I keep it flowing. This is how, because we create something that's timeless. And what you're providing for me right now, there is no time stamp on it. I could look at this or somebody record it and watch it 2 years from now, and it's going to help me.
Yeah. Right.
The books are timeless.
Right.
So this is your way of filling that void. What do I do in between time? Make that content. Send me that video.
Right.
All right, so you gonna consider? Come on. Yeah. You. Yeah, you need to be on this side of town. Yeah.
I add something
Go ahead.
and I think this will help all of us. I had to get over. I'm still getting over it. What we do and who we are and who God made us, we have to stop thinking we're a burden to everybody. What we are or trying to be, as long as we're genuine and profit is not our main thing, right? we have to learn how to get over ourselves and learn like these are opportunities, these are invitations to people to change their life.
Right.
Like I'm not bothering you to offer you a book.
Right.
I'm not bothering you to pay $20 to buy a book that'll change your life.
Right.
I'm not bothering you to sell you a home. Like you want a house, right?
Right.
So I just think that it's really like, you know, like I hate to get churchy, but it's really it's dying to self.
Yeah.
Like even a little sucker inside of us all says, you know, we look at content, we look at media, and we say, wow, this is just so overwhelming, all of this information, and I'm talking to myself, and you instantly disqualify yourself.
Oh yeah.
And I'm learning like I have to get over feeling like I'm a burden or I'm bothering people, and actually these are opportunities for people. And I think once you feel like what God has put into what I have to say in my books and my marriage events, everybody wants it. It's just now, can you be willing to get over yourself and in excellence offer yourself?
Right.
And I'm learning that too.
And so that's the next step after that is, because the purpose is important, but now you're defining it. Once you get over that, the self part is putting tangible goals to it. So if that's why I asked about the end result for yourself and the reader, because you're going to inspire. You got it in you. You've been through some things. I know, you know, it's part of your story, and I know it's going to touch some people. But a lot of times in the beginning, we put a lot of focus on that part, but we have to define pretty much you need a GPS. So, okay, I want to help people realize this. Then you got to figure out the avenues in which you're going to do that. So either you're going to do social media, you're going to do events like this, you're going to, you know, YouTube, do long form content where you record and sit and talk for an hour and help people, because you need things to kind of complement whatever you're creating. So even though you might sell a product, ain't nothing wrong with having a podcast. That's why podcasts are everywhere now, because you're giving context to the thing that you're providing. And so if you just do a service, that used to work. You used to just do a product, put it out, market it good, and sell it. Now people want transparency. They want, you know, a little more, because people got tired of being sold to. And so if you got a podcast and you're talking about the things in your book, then that's taking people on a journey. And so what you can be doing now is figuring out in what ways are you going to get this book into people's hands. So I'm gonna go on YouTube, I'm gonna go live every week, or you know, I'm gonna go out and on the street and just talk to people. I'm gonna go out. You just trying to figure out, how am I getting this word to the right people, and then figure out who the right people are, because everybody is not your audience. And so it's certain people who want to resonate with that book that other people, they won't get it. They ain't never went through nothing, so they like, I don't get what she talking about. You know, so knowing what verbiage to use to reach that kind of person. What is that kind of person? How do they take in information? So if it's a mother who's struggling, trying to figure out herself, she don't feel like she got any purpose, what gets through to her? Because the way you talk to her will be different from how you talk to me. Or Justin, we take things in differently. So figuring out all of that stuff, because we're very good at the product and the service. We spend a lot of time like, oh, this is gonna change the world. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna work on this. And we can get that easily. But that's the part that maybe you can be working on. I know you can be working on is the mission of who you're trying to reach and how you're gonna reach them. And then from there, that's when that gives purpose to every decision you make. So if someone comes along and says, I want to offer you a book deal, but they don't align with, you know, where you're trying to go, you can turn them down quick, because you like, that ain't what I envisioned for how I want this book to go. And so a lot of people that don't do that, they take the first offer and they lose all their money. They publishing company take all this stuff. It's a company that the other books they got on their roster ain't nothing to do with what you talking about, and they just want to grab some money. So when you have that goal in mind, just like a GPS, it tell you where to go, and if you see something that ain't on that GPS, you're like, hold on now, I don't remember this road ain't showing up on the, you know, this ain't, or a detour happened, and you know, it reroutes you, but you still get to the same destination. So if you have that map and where you're going, it's something you can always refer back to. And so that's the stuff you kind of can be figuring out. And then from there, that's when you get your photo shoots and headshots. And okay, so I need to wear this color or this kind of outfit, or appeal this certain way, so I can reach, or the people who I'm trying to reach can resonate with what I got going on. So all of that matters, but you got to have the details to the purpose. So we know you're gonna inspire, but we can't spend so much time on the product and we don't even have anyone to market it to.
Right.
So yeah, no,
Thank you.
no problem.
Thank you, everybody.
Can I touch on something to Darius?
Uh-huh.
So, I just wanted to mention, because you said you're kind of in a season of abundance as it relates to things flowing, right? You got a lot of ideas. Do not take for granted that time, because even Darius can tell you, whether you're a creator or not, or you think of yourself as a creative person, it's not gonna always flow like that. You're gonna have times where stuff just comes to you and you can just, write out 4 or 5 videos or 4 or 5 books. And then you might have 2 or 3 months where you're like, man, I don't know why I'm not as creative as I was these last 2 months. But if you take advantage of that season, don't try to think, what is this? Is this a book? Is it a YouTube video? Is it a reel? Don't think about that, just get it out.
Go with the flow.
And I'm gonna talk to y'all about the information management system.
Okay.
But the information management system will change your life if you're not used to like posting content. So a lot of the times our stress and anxiety comes because our stuff ain't organized. We got 20 journals, right?
That's you right. Talking to me.
We got 20 journals. I'm telling you what I know. So I spoke last month I spoke in Myrtle Beach. Actually, my entire talk, I spoke at a women's conference. My entire talk is in this journal. But you know what I did when I got back from the women's conference?
Put it down.
I put it all in my Google Drive. And so I got a folder called, speaking engagements. And every, any engagement I have my talk in there. I have my message. I got a folder, of course, YouTube videos, Instagram reels, shorts. I'll combine my reels and shorts because, they're about the same time frame now. So I don't even have 2 separate videos. But you don't even have to know what it's gonna be. You can just call it, what was that thing you said? I'm living dead. You could call the folder that, because you don't really know what it is yet, right? You don't know if it's 1 book, if it's a journal, if it's gonna be 2 books. You can just name it that, and whenever you get an idea, you put it in there. And like Darius was saying, you're putting stuff out there. You're just trying it. You don't really know, unless you already know your audience. I don't know if you know your audience, but if you don't know your audience, the only way to find out is to really just start. Start posting, because I found that out when I started posting. Someone actually said to me not too long ago, they were like, I see you're starting to post stuff about, more stuff about God and all this. And when they said that, I didn't even realize it until I looked back over my content, because I'm a business coach. And my friend would tell you, now I'm already talking about the anointing and all that. And I was like, you're right, And the person was actually telling me to be careful. Even though they're a Christian, they were like, be careful, because some of your business clients, they were like, I know you're, kind of personal and corporate side. Some of, people that may invite you to speak at a corporate event may not like that. And of course, I told them, I said, well, if they look at a reel where I'm talking about, I don't know, a scripture or a Bible verse or something that helped me, and that discourages them from inviting me, somewhere, that ain't my audience.
That's right.
That ain't my audience.
That's right.
Because even though that wasn't my intent, guess why I posted that little reel? Because God told me to post it. So, and even if you're, if you're a believer, then you're definitely tracking. But even if you're not a believer, if you just feel kind of led to do something, and then because I'm a believer, I know that was the Holy Spirit that told me to do that. And when I look back, I said, yeah, Kira, you posting a lot. That's just where I am right now. And God is leading me to do it. So even though I didn't set out in terms of my business, my coaching program being
kingdom entrepreneurs. That's what it's turning into.
Right.
Because that's what I'm coaching. Now, of course, you don't have to be a Christian for me to coach you, but I just let that person know clearly, that's not my audience if that discourages them. So when you start putting things out, people are going to tell you, and you're going to see, and you can tell by the way you feel kind of who your people are. Like, okay, these are my people.
Yeah.
My content, my message resonates with them. I feel fulfilled when I speak to them either online or in person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the other person who, I forgot who it was, that just asked about the time management. Yeah, what I was going to say about that is, and I know we don't like to think about this because there is a practical side, but just like eating, when we're trying to get healthy and lose weight, we want to go to the gym and walk and run when we know 90% of it is what we're eating, right? You can't run out a bad diet, right? It's the same thing. Even though there's definitely a practical side.
Didn't work. I tried.
There's definitely a practical side. My whole presentation is going to be on the practical side later on. But most of it's mindset, y'all. I hate to tell you. Most of it is mindset. And we don't want to hear that. For the longest time, I used to, talk to Darius about that. Like, I didn't really feel like, this was just me and him sharing stuff at this time. I didn't really feel like that was my issue. I was like, I got to get the how-to. And Darius helped me a lot with the how-to because I didn't know how to do a reel, a video. I didn't know what to hit record on, what kind of mic to get, none of that. A lot of it is the how-to, but guess what? I took the classes. I have an actual coaching certification. I've taken speaking classes. Clearly, I've been speaking my whole life. I went to law school. I had the how-to. Still wasn't doing it. It was mindset. It was completely mindset. And we just hate to hear that. But when you get off that coaching call with Darius and you look 2 months have passed, you still ain't did what he told you.
Jesus.
You ain't got no choice but to see. Girl, I got a mindset issue here. So that is so much of it. But on the practical side with the time management, once again, the information system will help you with that. Because a lot of times, if it's not the mindset issue, you're overwhelmed. You don't have a way of categorizing your information. You don't have your folders where you have your stuff where you can just go back to that folder and pick up where you left off. And what I realized is once I built out my info management system, I was able to see what it was. I said, oh, okay, this little thing here is 2 paragraphs. This is more of a reel. This is not a book, So don't think that, I just have to wait until I know what it is to get it down. No, get it down. And then sometimes you'll have in your information management system 10 documents of little things that you see are all connected. And when you connect them, you're like, this is a book, So you just have to get it out. And then sometimes I print it out and get it out in front of me to kind of see what it is too. But that's going to help you a lot. That information management system is going to change the game. And you can bring it up from anywhere you are. Because people would ask me stuff and they would say, oh, you quoted so-and-so, you quoted this book. Who was that author? Who was that? Now I can just, if I quote anything, I can just pull it up and I can say, oh yeah, this book was, James Clear, Atomic Habits, because I got one of his quotes in my presentation. So, that just kind of helps you when you're out dealing with people and you're creating your own content. Keep it organized.
And I want to. Oh, okay.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And I want to. One thing I heard in there that's important is she said her platform is turning into something that she didn't intend to when she started. And so something I heard, and when you coaching, you got to have a coach and you got to research. And one thing I heard that was powerful was you got to hurry up and fail. And hurry up, and which means not saying she failed, but you got to hurry up and just get something done. We can research forever, for years, and you're trying to pinpoint what you're trying to do right away. And sometimes you got to start something to get to the real thing that you're going to, and you will find your voice along the way. So I started out with brand strategy. Like 2 years ago, I left my job at Carr's, and I said, I'm going to be a brand strategist. And so I left, started getting all this research, taking courses, and then along the way, I started, talking to people about brand strategy. Carr was one of the first clients in that realm, and so helping her, I realized I'm more of a coach than I am a brand strategist, or I can do both. And so had I never started brand strategy or stayed at that job or didn't take that jump or whatever, I would have still been trying to figure out, okay, what I want to do, what do I want to, how do I want to approach this thing? And sometimes we spend too much time in that phase too. And when you start doing it, you start realizing, oh, this is more of this. So let me go in this direction. Or I find myself leaning towards this direction, but you don't know if you're not moving. And so opportunity, even money, is attracted to movement. So you ever seen a piece of paper when something goes by real fast, it flips up and like kind of goes into the air? That's because something went by it and caused it to move in its direction. And so same thing with opportunity, it will attract to you if you're on the move, if you just start, if you do something. And so you'll realize that, okay, I thought I wanted to do this, but what I'm finding is I'm being more helpful in this area. And so Kira has been amazing the last 2 years, seeing her grow, seeing what she's doing. And I had to hit record on her first reel. Did I hit record or did you? Yeah, we were sitting here. We did her first shoot, first session or whatever, like here, and she was like, "Well, do I just hit? What do I do? You know, I don't know what the." And
200 hashtags.
Yeah, she's like, I read somewhere hashtags were good.
People like, just got another hashtag.
Yeah, just get it out there. Just if it sucks or it don't go nowhere or you get 2 views, you did it. And that's data. And so when something's not working, you're getting data. Right. You're not failing. Right. You're realizing what does not work. And so with anything, I know you're writing the books, get the books written and put it out, figure it out. Ask me, ask Jessica, help you design it, help get somebody to read it and put it out. If don't nobody read it, you're like, well, I guess ain't nobody. So let me go back to the drawing board. But don't look at that as a failure. Yeah.
The printed copy.
I got you.
We work on an audio book too, because I don't be reading.
I make sure I use my voice because I'm going to use my words.
There you go.
Because y'all know how country I am.
Hey, that's authentic.
That's your
I'm very country.
That's your tribe.
That's fine, me too.
I'm
We from the South.
So I've got something to say. Y'all might not get
All of
Oh,
it.
yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I'm the timekeeper, so let's keep this train moving. I hope you guys have enjoyed just being able to throw out those, those pain point questions, getting some things answered. I feel like this was, a great jump start because now everything that I heard I've already seen the presentation, so I know your questions are going to be answered. So I'm really excited about that. So what I want to do now is I want to welcome everyone. So I know we had some people to come in while we were doing our Q&A session. So thank you all so much again for coming. Thank you all for your time, for your attention. Go back.
People came in.
Yes.
Introduce themselves.
I was gonna do that
right
after.
sorry.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was gonna do that. And I know everybody has most of the people who were already here. You guys have had an opportunity to introduce yourself. But I want to open it up and allow everyone to be able to do so. So I go first again. I'm Jess, also known as Joyful Jess, and so and Darius and I are married. 4 years last week.
Yeah.
Although we've known each other 14 years. Mm-hmm. So we met in college, but that's neither here nor there. If I see something I go get it. Amen. Praise God.
I'll let you get me.
All right. And we connected through music, and then I had a business idea. He actually helped me start Thankful Wear, which is a t-shirt brand that I own. And through that, we started working more together. I hired him to do a lot of stuff like for our church and stuff like that. Then we started dating afterwards.
She makes business with pleasure.
Anyway, the point is, once we got together, the idea was I was bringing him a lot of business, and it literally flourished into Bujoy, which is what you guys are a part of today. So, I like to talk and go get. I help organize all of those things, and he is the mind and the brain behind everything moving forward. So I'm super proud of what I'm super proud of his leap and his fearlessness and his resilience. He is a man of faith, and he's also a man of pivot, and he's never allowed any difficult situation to hold him down. And that's what I hope all of you can glean from him. Regardless of, cut it out. Regardless of where you are in your idea or business, like that's a skill set that he has. Is being in whatever, place he's in, he doesn't allow it to like stop him, So I'm very proud of that, and I want you guys to be able to glean from that. So without further ado, I'm gonna shoot it over this way, and